Yo, 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 it's your bro True Jew tapping in with y'all as the host of The Voice of Zion. So it looks like the FDA done finally passed lab-grown meat. They done passed lab-grown meat and said that it's okay for human consumption. Do y'all hear what's going on right now? They done passed lab-grown meat off and said it's okay for human consumption. And I find it so saddening and interesting that this lab-grown meat, the type of meat that they decided to pass off for human consumption is none other than our dearly beloved chicken. You know, we love us some chicken. And I find it so ironic that the first meat that they pass off and accept for okay human consumption is chicken. And what they're doing is taking cells, taking cells from chicken, from the muscle fibers of live and dead chicken. I'm gonna say that again. They're taking cells from live and the carcasses of dead chicken has already been identified for good human consumption. So what does that mean? That means that any of the chicken grown on these farms, any of the chicken that's been grown in these grow houses and all that sort of thing, where chicken is grown, whether it be cage or free roaming, free range chicken, they've taken that chicken, no telling how old the chicken was or how far into the chicken being dispatched it was, as long as they had a piece of the muscle of that chicken, they took the cells from that chicken and now they put the cells in petri dishes and add elements and supplements and all sorts of things to the chicken for it to grow without it ever being alive, without it ever breathing, without it ever walking, without it ever squawking, without it ever barking, and none of that stuff that chickens do. Okay? So they pass this chicken off, or that they pass this lab grown substance off as being chicken. And they've only allowed one company, and y'all can do your due diligence on this, they've only allowed one company so far to be able to cultivate this lab grown chicken. It's totally crazy. It's totally crazy. And it makes it even crazier is that this government has been targeting farmers all over the country. Okay, farmers all over the country have been targeted lately in regards to growing food, in regards to growing livestock, in regards to keeping chicken. And we can definitely see the push. Bill Gates has messed around and become the largest landowner in this country right now. And we know his objective is to continue to propagate that beyond meat substance that he's created in his labs. Um, I would suggest to never trust a computer chip designer and a computer chip maker with your food, first of all, okay? But he has been given the okay to produce a series of foods that are definitely not good for human consumption. The end game for him is to make as much of that food as possible to take underground in their underground bunkers called deep underground military bases, okay, or DUMBs. And you can look into all of this. But his job is to feed his elite cronies, okay? As far as this new lab grown chicken is concerned, this is an attempt to stop farmers from being able to farm, to be self sustainable. The idea is the government wants us all to be dependent on them in a very major way, and they're going to keep on passing laws that would take away our freedoms as farmers, as livestock keepers, okay? And they want to do everything that they can to discourage us from growing our own food. That way, when they begin to shut things down more, they can then roll out these lab grown meats and inoculate us through the lab grown meats. Once this has passed, I can clearly see them putting all sorts of vaccines, all sorts of drugs, all sorts of nasty byproducts into the meat, and then dishing this meat off figuratively and literally to the people in order to do certain things to us that we don't want done to ourselves or wouldn't want done to us openly, that we wouldn't openly agree with. Okay? And so we have to be careful about what we consume. I know Burger King deals with the Beyond Meat. There's so much non-meat products and byproducts in the meat right now. It's crazy to even think where they're getting all this beef and chicken from, honestly. So if you ask me, they probably have been injecting society with this lab-grown meat, and we just didn't know it. So we have to be careful what we consume. We have to go back to self-sustainability. If you're in a position to get your own chicks, to grow your own chicken, to cull your own meat, to prepare and store your own meat, process your own meat, then we're back to that state as a people. We're back to that level where we have to really take matters into our own hands and be responsible over the foods that we put into our bodies. All right? So y'all can check out the story for yourself. The FDA just cleared lab-grown meat. They gave the monopoly to one company right now, openly. We might not see any other companies being able to grow lab-grown chicken at least for a year or two to get this company rolling, to get their balls rolling and everything. But we have to stay on guard. We have to stay vigilant. We have to stay sharp out here because the devil is working nonstop in order to get us thrown off and tricked out of position. It's your bro True Jew tapping in with you the only way I know how, raw, real, and uncut. I hope everybody's blessed today. Y'all remember to stay blessed, stay vigilant. Until next time, most time, Mama, Papa will, and I'll be back with another one. Gone.